Hi everyone, we're here to present to you our little project, Albert Park Primary School, for the EmAGN Award. I'm Pearl, I work for Searle, Waldron Architecture, and so does Mary, coincidental. And yeah, I'm an architect now, and
I'm an architectural graduate.
Architecture graduate, yeah. So this project came into our office in 2018, which was also the same year both of us started in the office. So it's been with us since then and just recently completed. So our role over the course of the project's life and also our time at Searle Waldron Architecture has changed a lot, and we've grown a lot, and this project has been a big part of that. So I'll take you through it. So it's a state heritage listed building, and this is the Albert Park Primary School Hall back in 1908 circa. So the project is a series of refurbishments and adaptations to the converted Wesleyan Church. So this is an image of it here. So it was built in 1884. These are some MMBW plans of it. You can see, I can use this thing. Where are we? I'm on a perspective. Here's the hall here, and here's Albert Park Primary School, and there used to be a road that extended between it, which was then later filled in. And here's some more photos of it later on when I think the road was enclosed. So it was built in 1884, and then by 1886 the school was already borrowing it for classrooms and renting it. So there's been a long history of the school and this space. But eventually the school grabbed it and it became part of the school zone. And the brief was to provide some amenity to it. I'll show you some photos in a minute, but provide some amenity and create sort of a multi-purpose performance hub space with some toilet amenities, kitchenette and that sort of thing. And as you can see here, there's this couple of townhouses behind it that are non-compliant buildings that quite impacted the church. The structure of it was built almost like within a metre from it, so that was a big part of the complexity of the project we had to deal with, as well as fire compliance, bringing it up to code, access requirements and structural requirements. So that took up a big chunk of the moderate budget that the VSBA had for this project. I'll skip to the next slide. So this is what it looked like when we first attended back in 2018. Lots of ad hoc alterations, as you do see at schools. So they've made it their own space, but we came in and looked at it and said, yeah, this needs improving. So that's the photo of the front of it. The alterations to it don't want to compete with the State Heritage Church. It's very beautiful. We took cues from its sort of existing visual motifs, and it's sort of, the school has this blue door and this blue sort of navigational device that we borrowed as well. So yeah, that's a recent photo of it. You can see, yeah, none of our work is impacting it. So we focus sort of towards the back of the building. So we sort of brainstormed back at the start how you would approach this, and I think the main key starting point was to return a sense of clarity and sight lines to the hall, which wasn't there, sort of bring in and expand on the natural light and improve access. So the simple approach that was sort of evolved was three, moves with the two sort of extensions at the back and additions, and then this middle bleacher seat that sort of houses all the amenity really nicely under it. That's the existing plan, had sort of terrible access and ramps and just very unclear and poor sort of use of the space. This is the updated plan. You can see this is sort of the section where the additions were. We've got the two toilets, really simplified and improved the entry points, and then you've got the bleacher seating in the middle with the beautiful vibrant classroom, which we'll show you a photo of in a minute. I'll keep flicking through. That's the seating. So that's the blue door I was talking about, and our beautiful facade that sort of carries over datum lines and visual motifs of the Heritage Hall. Here's some more things. It's a timber facade, and we sort of work closely with the builder on these colours, and you know, the back colour has a different colour to the front batten colour, and sort of the fixing points, and it has a really beautiful detail where it meets the wall, and that was all sort of coordinated further on site when we got there. And again, sort of carrying in that language from the internal heritage features to this new edition that doesn't really want to compete but needs to sort of sit there and be this new entryway to the Heritage Hall. And the roof geometry sort of takes cues from the weatherboard roof behind, and also sort of manoeuvres between all these heritage windows in a really beautiful way. That's creates a really awesome entry to this amenities. Oops, skipping. And so, yeah, symmetry and respect to the hall was a big part of the project. And you can see with the bleacher seatings in the middle, and the stairs in the middle, and sort of picking up on the cues of the heritage feature. The floor actually got refurbished and reinstated, so we did a lot of contract admin on site with the builders, and we were monitoring the budget. Our practice was superintendent on the project, and when we got to 90% complete, we had enough contingency to get the whole floors in, refurbished and done up, and so that was a really awesome outcome of the project. And the balustrade, we've got sort of porous balustrades, and you can see there's sort of theatre lighting here, which I'll come back to. That's our beautiful pink vibrant room underneath the bleacher seats. These are some sections cutting through the extension, then through sort of the middle, kind of capturing all the kitchenette and storage that's sort of been able to be housed under this sort of tiered seating. That's that music room. And then a couple of photos up on site. The back wall got totally rebuilt, and so sort of I'm up there having a conversation with the builders how we're going to reinstate the arced beautiful windows with fire windows that don't come in that profile. So we're working through sort of details there, floor junctions, things like that. And then back in 2018 in the original hall, and then us sort of back on site looking at things, figuring out where the lights sit in conjunction with the heritage ceiling.
1 minute.
Thank you. And just some more images. I don't really have much else to add, so I'll keep flicking through. So it was a really beautiful outcome, and we learned a lot from the project. And it was a really, I took a pretty big role in school communication and coordination, and then throughout the life of the project, sort of we started sitting in on meetings, and by the end of it we were holding the meetings with the structural engineer and building surveyors, and again back to those neighbours that were behind it. That became a big thing on site, dealing with them, coordinating with them, through all that sort of coordination we ended up with a really beautiful project.